Welcome to Unshakable Marriage and Family Podcasts with me, Judith and Peter. Today we begin an important conversation. Why are so many marriages and families struggling today? Everywhere we look, relationships are under pressure. Many couples are emotionally disconnected. Families are overwhelmed by stress and people are searching for answers. The economy changes, society changes, technology changes, people change. But the question is, can marriage remain stable in this unstable world? That's why we are here today. We are asking you to stay tuned, be with us as we venture to understand whether there is a marriage that can withstand this challenge. Welcome. And I would like to ask you today as we sit here, because we have a good conversation that about this book that we have today. As introduced, I'll give you an opportunity to introduce the book and give us the reason why you have written this book.
Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. We welcome you for the Unshakable Marriage. In this podcast, we are going to discuss honest discussions. We are going to have very honest conversation about family, about marriage, about parenting, about communication, about faith, because these things also go with faith. We are going to discuss about conflict. We're going to discuss about healing. That's after pain. There has to be a healing process. We are going to discuss about commitment and the realities many people silently face every day. Whether you are married or preparing for marriage, single parenting, or you are raising children alone, whether you are rebuilding after pain or simply looking for wisdom to strengthen your family, this platform is for you as we welcome you to walk with us and to move with us. We are here for you, and we are not here because we are perfect, but we want to learn and grow together. We want to have a practical discussion. We are going to incorporate our on life experience on how we deal with issues in our family, and every episode will bring an experience from either our personal experience or the people we have worked with, those that we have asked, biblical insights and meaningful discussion that can help build homes that remain strong even when life becomes difficult. And we thank you for joining us. You're welcome to go with us in this particular discussion of family. And we are going to go through the 13 pillars of marriage. It's I've written, so you are welcome. Yes, you are.
Thank you for that introduction.
Yes.
And I would like maybe our listeners to understand why maybe you are inspired to write these 13 pillars of marriage. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can just mention the first one and elaborate a little bit about it.
The first one. The first one is understanding. You have to understand what you are doing. Everything that you do that you want it to succeed, you will have to understand. So for one to get into the marriage, you need to understand why you are taking that step. The people understand so many things. People understand, when we look at people, they understand. Those who are doctors, they understand why they are doctors. They understand why they have in that career. But it's only marriage that many people don't take time to understand it. It's only marriage that people rush into. A doctor will take 7 years to to prepare to become a doctor. But we take marriage as if it is not necessary or as if it is not important, and we miss so many things. And that's why we have so many families coming to an end abruptly. It is because of understanding. So that's my first pillar on this book, as we are going to discuss. The first pillar is understand. First of all, understand what you are doing. Understand what you are getting into. Understand the process. Understand the procedure. Understand the behavior. You know, that's why when you see people behave in marriage, they behave the same way they were single. You see, you should not carry the same friends when you are single into a marriage. You need to understand that you have changed. You are no longer the person that you are, a single person. So in the understanding, you understand so many things as you come into family. You will also have to understand your partner. It's not your mother, it's not your sister, it's not somebody that you have grown with, it's not even maybe your culture. You know, you and me, we are from different culture. I had to understand you for us to live for this many years in marriage. So it is a question of understanding. Viewers, we will be discussing understanding and see how people have to understand marriage so that they can take care of it. Something that you understand, you will be able to take care of it.
Yeah, that's very good for our listeners to understand why you have written the 13 pillars. So it's as if you are taking them through a education.
Yes.
That you are educating them before or after marriage.
Yes.
On the things that they need to understand in this institution of marriage.
Yeah.
So the second question that I would like you maybe to expound on is why do you believe marriage today need this conversation? Because the conversation we have is rare. It's not about science. It's not about computer. It's not about any other business. It's about this institution of marriage. Why do you find it so necessary that we need to discuss about it?
Yeah, first of all, it's necessary because it is a covenant. It's the foundation of civilization. Marriage is the foundation of civilization. It is whereby people grow. It is whereby people multiply. It is in a family. You know, when people come together in marriage, they form a family, and this family is not only for themselves, but it is going to evolve to. That's what we say. As the family goes, so the church will go, and so the nation will go. So many families coming together, they build a nation. And if these families are godly, they are godly families, they are going to produce a godly nation. So civilization all begins from family. So the reason why you have asked me why I felt necessary, because there are so many false narratives out there about family. Some are saying it doesn't work. You may be right if you say it doesn't work in some point. It may not work because of the path that you have taken. If you take the path that is not of God, it will not work. You know that?
Yeah.
If someone takes the path that God did not place it to be that way, it will not work. But if we remain in the way of the Lord, it is going to work very well. So family, it is necessary to take care of family for civilization, for national stability, for community stability, for social stability. Whatever we send our children from home, we are going to either cause negative impact to where they are going, whether it's in school, in church, or in workplace. They are going to cause a major shift, either positive or negative. So that's why a home is so important. And that's why I decided to write this book, so that we can work with parents on a journey of parenting. And this journey is going also to help not only the families, it also help the nation. the countries, you see, if the discussion, right now you see that the discussion have changed. The discussion is about technology, the discussion is about economics, the discussion is about businesses, the discussion is about other things. And the people have moved away from this conversation. But we want to bring them back so that they can focus more on family issues. That's why they do it.
So I hear you say that marriage, the way you have written the pillars, marriage is like a foundation.
Yes.
For the life that we live, because we find that it is an institution of God. It is something that is also involving the spirit. It is spiritual thing.
Yes.
That without God, this thing will not work. So the people who have that narrative of it doesn't work, it might be basically from a different scenario, maybe an experience or unbelief.
Yes.
So when you have written this book, who are you targeting? Maybe we can make us understand.
In this book, the target is all for those of young people who are not married. This book is good for them. They have to read it and to understand, because it gives the background. It has a lot of information for the young people who are not married, who are about to get married. They need to know the pillars so that they secure, so that they are ready to face the challenges when they come. This book is also written for those who have been in marriage. As you have said, you have been in married, or you are married at some point, and then you did not make it. There was a point whereby you disagreed and you divorced, or you separated. You are separated. You need to read this book. It's like a reconciliation. There is a reconciliation process also. And it is also written for those who are in marriage, those who have kept their marriage, and you will have to look at the marriage, and you can now enrich your marriage with these 13 pillars of marriage. Maybe you missed one, maybe you know all of them. You can use it also as a guide. It's a guide for teaching. For those of you who are in the field of marriage, you can take this book as a guideline. You can use it to teach others. That is the point of this book also. So that is why this book was written. So for all of them.
It is for all.
Yes,
those
it is.
Those who are beginning,
yes.
Those who are intending, those who are innate, those who are struggling,
and those who are
doing well also.
Those who are in pain. And those who are in pain.
Those who are doing well, yeah.
Yes, and those who are doing well.
So I guess the book is for all. So our listeners can engage in this book, whether you are intending, whether you are newly married, whether you are married, it is doing well, it is not doing well. You can involve yourself, you can read, and maybe you can help somebody else. So the next question I would like to hear from you is that in these 13 pillars, is there the biggest threat among the 13 that is so crucial that we need to discuss, because we'll give the viewers time to purchase, maybe to buy.
Yeah, maybe to purchase the book. I think it depends with the generation. In our generation, when we were growing, there were the pillars. So that's why there are 13. So somebody may say, why are there so many? It also gives us a generational understanding of things. So in the generation we are living now, the most challenging issue is communication. With so many voices in the technological pool of so many things, that's where we are finding that couples are drifting far apart from one another. They may be together in their home, in the house, in the coach, but they are very far. They are in their different world. They are connections to different apps, different communities, different meetup. So that is why communication becomes the biggest pillar in this book.
So when you talk about the communication, do you mean the language, or You mean the passing information from one person to another, that people are not able to understand one another. Maybe you are engaged and I'm communicating to you, maybe because of technology or...
Yeah, it is both. It is the language and the action. You see, communication is both. Communication is speaking and also just appearing. Mm-hmm. When you appear, you have already communicated the message. So families or marriages are facing both. They are facing both. They are together, but they are not communicating. Or when they communicate a language that is not going to be understood well, or a language that is harsh, or a language that is already, you use that word always, you are always preempting what I want to say. You already know it. So that's the language that is here nowadays. So we wanted to be sure that you look at the communication in marriage. And one of the things that I have put in marriage for men, for all of us, both men and husband, we need to learn some few just things like I'm sorry, like forgive me, like I didn't know, things that are of courtesy. We have to learn courtesy words. I will not repeat it again. We learn those things and we use them in our conversation and in our communication with the family. And I love you. Those are the things. Okay, I will come when you send the language that is harsh. It should be reduced in the family, and the concern, calling one another to find out where you are or what you are doing. That's what it's all about. Communication.
Yeah, as you talk about communication, I've just remembered of a certain person who was talking about communication, and in this generation, actually, there are ones that are missing.
Yes.
They are not being emphasized, like I'm sorry or thank you when somebody has done something good. You just appreciate.
Yes.
A word of appreciation. This guy was saying that when you hear somebody tell you thank you or I'm sorry, this person is so bad. And I looked at this person and I was like, does this person understand the meaning of these empathetic words? Because these ones, they show that the feelings that I have.
Yes.
When I say thank you, is that I appreciate what you brought or what you have done.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there is misconception outside there about communication.
Yeah.
That people are passing a wrong information to others. That when you say I'm sorry, is that
weakness.
I'm manipulating you, which is not right.
Yeah, it is not weakness.
Yeah, it's not.
It is not weakness, and those are the healing words.
Yeah.
When somebody says I'm sorry, you are healed. When I ask for forgiveness, I'm asking healing. So there is no way we can be healed without those words. So even those who are broken in a marriage, they lack these courteous words. They just lack words like I'm sorry, forgive me. It is not weakness, it is strength. You just need to say it.
So communication is like it plays a great role in marriage.
Yes, it does. It does.
So as we go on with our questions, I know most of our listeners have so many questions also.
Yes.
And they will be sending them as we end the youth. You are on our link down there and we are ready to answer. So the next question, what are the simple daily habits that couples can practice? Maybe those who are getting in marriage, those who are newly married, and those who are struggling. Now there are some more habits that they can get from this book that they can keep on practicing daily to help them.
Yeah, there are some of the things that people have to practice daily. Number one, that you have to practice daily with your spouse. We know that this one is you have to confirm that there is still love. You still love one another. In this relationship, you still love one another. You have to practice it daily. Number two, there has to be concern. You need to be concerned. There has to be, how do you show concern? You show concern by calling one another to find out. Maybe you are working in different places. Mm-hmm. You call and you are concerned, and that's one thing that people don't do, and they are not concerned about one another. And also you need to show, you need to be honest. Honest is the key. Marriage is tough, and if you are not going to be honest, I don't know how you will survive in it, because you have to do things always. You have to practice honesty every day. You have to practice care, as I've said. You have to practice love, and you have to practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is marriage has to be granted. It should not be used as something that you will not be able to do it. Forgiveness, because a friend of mine told me that the people who may be the worst enemies is a husband and a wife, because they will price, they will get to, that all the time you will be pricing, you will be conflicting, you will be disagreeing. But there has to be forgiveness. I'm sorry, and you have always to be ready to say I'm sorry daily, and to confess what you did not understand, and amend and make it right, make things right. Always make things right daily. Make things to be right always. And those are some of the things that our readers will find in this book as they read it.
So as you talk about forgiveness, which is part of spiritual formation,
yes,
or spiritual discipline,
yes,
it shows that in marriage there is also God in it. So that in marriage without God, according to the 13 pillars that you are talking about, it might not do well without God. So can you maybe elaborate a little bit about the purpose and the reason why we need God in marriage?
Yeah, I think as you say, this book is 13 pillars, and we say the center pillar, mm-hmm. the founding pillar for this book is God. Is knowing God. God is the founding father. God is the architect of marriage. God is the one who started marriage. Marriage is the foundation of God. And you cannot take him out and you expect it to work. Once you get him out and you remain with just you two, you have just a shell of marriage. You have just two people trying to do something that the author himself is not there. It's like when we go to buy a TV, a car, or something that needs a manual, or needs you to connect with the dealer, and you say, I remove out the dealer out from this plan, I will do it myself. And then when you have a breakage along the way, you are not connecting with the dealer because you don't have good relationship with that dealer, and then your product will be rendered useless. That product that you have, it will be useless because it is not going to be workable the way the dealer intended it to work. So it is the same with marriage. God is the dealer. God is the one who originated marriage. It's a covenant with him. So when we leave him out of our marriage, that's why there are so many problems in marriage. That's why there are so many conflicts in marriage. That's why there are so many divorces in marriage, because you have left the dealer out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one who is the architect of everything. He knows. So that is the reason.
So there are some maybe couples who are struggling financially and they are facing stress. Have you addressed in the 13 pillars?
Yes, it is there. It's about finances. Finances, this is also a universal, it's like a universal thing that people go through in marriage. It's a universal. It is, people will have difficulties in marriage, especially those who are trying to grow. you will have some difficulties with finances. But this is not the time for you to say you are divorcing on the question of finances. Yes, I know it is very important. Even in the book, it will tell you that finances is very important. But it is not that you are going to separate because there is no funds. Because we have heard people say we divorced because we did not have the money that keeps us together. No, they are 13. So they are 13 and the others will give you more. So finance, when you are facing financial difficulties, first of all, remain calm. Remain calm and look ways on how you are going to get out of the situation. Look ways. If you are someone who look for a job, look for a job. If you are someone with business, establish a business that will help you to bring the money in the home. So that is the things that when couples are facing financial difficulties, they have to come together and sit down. That's what we always do. We come together and we ask ourselves questions: what can we do? Where can we go? Or what can we do so that we can get out of this problem we have? Many marriages go through this. Those who survive, they talk about it. Find ways on how to get out of it.
Yeah, as you have talked about the stress that couples pass through, have remembered that the challenge is how to overcome.
Yes.
One thing, you have to break the barriers of culture. Because culture sometimes it can hinder you from overcoming that financial problem. Mm-hmm. Where they believe that man is the head. Man has to provide. Even if the man is sick, even if the man has no job and the wife, maybe finances are okay on her side, she cannot provide because the man has to. So there are some culture that are not healthy. They are not helping in building this foundation. By now, how do you understand? Because we, as in our marriage, we have faced some challenges in finances, but we want to hold hands together and to make hands meet.
Yes.
Know that because you are the head, even if you have no strength or you are sick or you have lost a job, you have to provide.
Yes.
So this man will face stress and you might lose him.
And that's why we say we need to understand marriage first. As we understand marriage in the first place, we know that it is one. The Bible tells us that when the two comes together, they become one flesh. Yeah. So you are no longer two. So our money is not your money. Your money is our money. Your children are our children. Your job is our job. Everything now, we are concerned, all of us, about that. So the culture is always there. And there are some cultures, surely they believe that a man is the one who provides, and the money for the woman is her money. And you are not going to share, and you are not going to do it whatever you want to do, you do it with your money. And then you come home, maybe your husband has no job, you don't even participate in everything. That's lack of understanding of something called marriage, because you are no longer two, you are one. So the money that you get as a wife or as a husband, it is for the family. So when that's why the family becomes one. When I'm enjoying, the whole family is enjoying. When we have the funds, the whole family has funds. So that is the reason why this book addresses culture. It has a cultural background. You have to understand. And for the young people who are coming into the marriage, you need also to understand this. Because it's not only money. There is also one thing they say, that even those who are gone to school, those who are learned, those women are not supposed to go to school, you see. Yeah. Now, if a marriage is going to destroy your career, your parents have struggled and have taken you to school, and you are marrying in a culture whereby it's going to destroy your career. Before you get married, take this book and read about cultural. There is there. It's cultural shock.
Beliefs,
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it might be the reason why you have written another book, because I've seen the other book also. It's where you have written about the singles.
The singles, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the reality of life. There's a reality of life. People, we are burying our heads in the sand. But the reality is that we have single fathers who are raising children by themselves. We have single mothers who are raising children by themselves. I also have written a book on that. And this book is not to discourage you as a single mother, but it's to inspire you to wake up and do what you do best so that you can be able to support the family. There are so many people who did not choose to be single, but the situation brought you where you are. And this situation is not maybe going to go away. It's going to be there for a longer time. How do you navigate this situation? So we have put the material together for you as a single mother or a single father. You have people who depends on you. You have children, you have kids, you have tears, you cry every day. And as you cry, you need to wipe your tears quickly, because someone is depending on you, someone is watching your steps, someone is watching your actions, and that someone is learning from your resilience. So every day. So that's the reason why I wrote that book, is just to encourage the single parenting to go through. They face a lot of challenges, but with this book that I have written can also help them to navigate those challenges of single parenting. And the children also have been raised in the single parenting. This book is good for them. They can also read it, and it is good for them so that they can be able to see that it is working for them. Yeah.
So it's good to hear that you have another book that is for the singles also, as we read this one that has 13 pillars of effective families. Now, maybe you can advise our listeners where to get the book, because I can see it's here.
Yeah.
This is the copy of the book.
So I just want to ask our followers, if you need this book, you go to our website, Peter Milimo. Just go petermilimo.org, and you'll find the book is on the website. Or still, you can call us. You can write to us in the comment section there, and just write the book, which book that you want. Then we will see how this book will reach you. So there are so many ways. You can also still request it through my Facebook page. Go there to the Facebook page.
So you have given them the 3 places they can find.
Yes.
And maybe in the bookshop.
Yeah, in the bookshop, we are also going to partner with some of the bookshops that we will let you know as we go along, where you can get the book. Also, if you run through the bookshop, you find the copy and grab one and just read. It will help. It's a good copy.
Thank you very much, because our viewers will search and find.
Yes.
Especially in the YouTube also, the Milimos, we are there. Unshakable Marriage, we are there. And the last one you have given, is it the website? The website, yeah. It is the website, personal.
Yeah, it's just
Peter has all the information about the book.
Yes.
And here we just thank you very much for following and being with us, and the introduction of the book. We believe this book will help you to navigate through the challenges of marriage. And really it works. Marriage works. We are here to tell you it works. And also we are marriage counselors. We help. We can lead you. We can guide you to make right choices. If you want more explanation and discussion, you can write under there. Under there is a comment. You just write. If this conversation encouraged you, share with us today. We thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you.